You may not know this, but I love Raising Cane's. I also love Yerba Mate. My original plan when I bought this truck was to well, to be honest, I wanted to put a flatbed on it and a flatbed camper. But I'm too indecisive, I think, generally, to make that kind of financial commitment. There are a lot of other good options out there, including like slide-in truck bed campers, like from 4-wheel campers or Scout or whatever. And those are really attractive options. But again, they're really expensive for something that I just didn't want to make that kind of financial commitment. That's really what it kind of comes down to.
And I start to clap, 'cause I'm feeling good. My room is empty.
I really have like two main things that I'm looking at in terms of like a camper solution. One, I'd really like to sleep 3 people, myself and 2 of my kids. The second thing is I really want to have an interior living space, if you will, in the event of inclement weather or uncomfortable weather, like if it's cold outside or snowing or raining. Really the worst thing for me ever when I'm camping is to wake up and it's like 20 degrees outside or raining and I've got nowhere to make my breakfast, you know, and make breakfast for the kids. Like, we gotta sit outside in the rain or in the cold or in the freezing. Like, when it's 20 degrees, you just can't do anything. So I want space inside where I can do that. So those are sort of my main 2 requirements, if you will. All the rest is just, it's fluff. It's not super necessary. So I'm just outside of San Antonio and I haven't decided where I'm going tonight. El Paso is the short run, Tucson is the long run.
And I start to clap, 'cause I'm feeling good. It's hard to caramels. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Yeah, I start to clap, 'cause I'm feeling good. It's hard to caramels. I'm feeling. Yeah, I start to
I'm at White Sands National Park. Is that right? Right, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Wrong side. Had to put on something warmer. I love my Tacoma Bee sweatshirt, but it's a little on the thin side. Alkali Flat Trail. This trail is not flat if you get lost. Landmark. Smartphone, don't wander. Got it. This is amazing. This is amazing. Shh. You hear that? You hear it? That's complete silence. we talking about earlier? Oh yeah, it's not that I don't like my iCamper. I love the iCamper. I think it's probably one of the best rooftop tent options available. But you remember how I was saying one of the two main criteria that I had for some sort of camping setup arrangement, it was a pain point, and it's inclement weather, rain, cold. And the iCamper, it solves both of those problems just fine when I'm in, but when I'm not sleeping, it doesn't solve those problems. Looks like somebody's been driving out here with their vehicle. Wish I could drive out here. Pretty sure it's not allowed. Man, this place is amazing. If you're ever, you know, in the area or not, I highly recommend coming to White Sands National Park. Okay, apparently I don't have service at the moment. I had service a minute ago. I don't think I'm far from Tucson. I'm gonna go chase some trails that Venture 4-wheel drive, Chris Shantz. I'm gonna go chase some trails that he's mapped out somewhere around there. I wanna see the Sonoran Desert, and there's something else. Anyway, that's where we're headed. I'll tell you one thing that New Mexico does have. They've got these green chili double cheeseburgers at McDonald's, and they're amazing. After looking at the map, I realized that the Sonoran Desert was past Tucson, further than I wanted to go, and I realized that really where I really wanted to go was where I'm at right now. I thought I was in the Coronado National Forest, but I don't think I am. I think I'm in the Wrightson Wildlife area or something. I'm not super sure. Anyway, like I said, I'm just chasing Chris Shantz's trails. He's got a million of them mapped out, and I'm gonna do something different, something I've never done before. I don't have a rooftop tent because, you know, well, we haven't got to that part of the story yet, but I'm gonna sleep on the bed of my truck out under the stars. I looked at the weather. Weather looks like it's gonna be good. It'll probably get freezing cold. I haven't looked at the lows. I think it was in the upper 30s. I've got a 0-degree bag. Should be fine there. And I got sweatshirts and all that other stuff. I do have a small one-person ground tent I bought just in case I thought it was gonna end up raining, but I don't think it's gonna rain. the weather looked like it was gonna be really good. 39, that's totally doable. 26% humidity. I don't wanna wake up wet. Does that make sense? So in Florida, if you sleep outside and you don't have something covering you, you'll wake up wet. It's just the humidity, dew settles, whatever. Anyway, I think I should be good.
This is not a fair proposal, 'cause I ain't gotta do anything, and I can't talk sweet like Felix Cross. And my
I
face
should have showed you this before it got darker, because that over there looked amazing earlier.
could stop to prefer men who always make you chase after them.
Sunset over that mountain. Look at that. Oh, just amazing. Wow. Okay, so that's a star. That's the moon. I was thinking that was the bright star that was down here. Look at that. Oh, it's incredible.
Why can't I ever get enough? No, I don't wanna be hopeless. It's what my gut tells me. Nothing I can change. It's what my eyes wanna see.
I don't love it. I'm not saying this doesn't taste like Indian food. It's just not very good. I'm just curious how the audio sounds. I got no microphone on here. I don't know, can you put a microphone on here? It's the GoPro Hero 10. All right, so this is my temporary camp setup. Tonight, I'm sleeping at my brother's. Last night, slept, I don't really know where I'm at. I've got this X-Ped mat, which is actually great in the iCamper because the iCamper mattress is pretty hard. It's really my only gripe with it. Sleeping bag, brought a pillow, got my waterproof duffels right there to keep everything in. This light, my Claymore light right here on top of this box, it made like a nice, really nice light last night. It was awesome. By the way, this Claymore light right here, this little clippy light, I've had all my Claymore lights for about 2 years now, and they're all amazing. I mean, like these right here, I have these, I use these all the time. I have 2 of those little ones like that. And then I've got 2 of these hat clippy things, and they're all amazing. They all still hold a battery. They like these, I probably have charged these little ones down here probably 3 times in the 2 years that I've owned them. They're amazing. I honestly, like, after 2 years of having them, I'd happily buy them again. I didn't buy these, they sent them to me. I'd happily pay for them. So I've had this ARB hose, I don't know, for 4 or 5 years, and apparently it has gotten weak. Right there, broke. I got another one, not a big deal. So I'm at a car wash. I'm gonna wash the car. I had a great visit with my brother and visiting him and his family. Uncle Chris, Aunt Bree, Logan and Grayson, thanks so much for letting me stay at your home last night. And I love you all very much. And Logan and Grayson, I hope you guys come visit us in Florida and go to Disney World soon. So, I fell into a hole. The iCamper's been great. I've really enjoyed it, but I really wanted something more of a camper style. I didn't want to commit to the expense, weight, or commitment to like a four-wheel camper or, you know, bigger, you know, camper thing or something like that. What I'm buying kind of gives me the best of everything, including the fact that it's lightweight. It gives me interior living space. I've got ample room for sleeping people, some storage, and I can remove it fairly easily. So I realized that I got to this part of the story and I didn't offer you an explanation as to exactly what's going on here. So I bought it looks killer. It looks super awesome. Doesn't it look pretty cool on there? It looks awesome. It's a little dirty. We'll clean it up. It's a lot more room in there than I was thinking. It's not too bad. It's not. It's more room than I was thinking. Well, no, but I mean, like with the deck drawer and it closed, it's more room than I was thinking. So
yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
not too bad.
It's not too bad at all. I'm so stoked. I'm super duper stoked. That's right. I bought a new to me AT Overland Habitat. So stoked. Oh man. Okay, so for years I have thought about and wanted an AT Overland Habitat. I keep wanting to say Summit. If I say Summit at all when I'm talking, it's not a Summit, it's a Habitat. You're probably confused right now because I know from comments and from DMs on Instagram and all that it seemed pretty obvious that I was getting one of the new Alu cabins, you know, for the full size. And don't get me wrong, it's a great camper. It's a great camper solution. I didn't buy one for two reasons. Reason number one was by the time I added all the bells and whistles and kind of got it to where I really wanted it to be, I was pushing 25 to 28, somewhere around there. I think there were a couple things that I hadn't accounted for yet. Anyway, it was I'm not saying it's not worth it. People pay that for those. That's what they cost when you put all the bells and whistles on there and you get all the add-ons and all that stuff. It was just more of a financial commitment that I was comfortable with making right now. Reason number 2, and this was really the big one. This was the big one. It's a permanent install. The way they do the install to make it more like an actual camper is they pretty much glue it onto your bed. They mount it and they glue it, they seal it on. And the reason why they do that is because it basically, it dries it in and it seals it up from dust. The inside truly is like an actual camper. This, on the other hand, it's dried in and it's, you know, dusted in, but they don't seal any of the holes. You know, there's places of entry in the bed. None of that gets sealed. And I mean, I already noticed a little spot that's leaking up in the front. I was pressure washing it earlier and perhaps there's something I can tweak or whatever, but that's not a super big concern for me in this setup. Does that make sense? But with the Alu cabin, with it being a permanent install, that meant that if I ever wanted to take it off for something, to use my truck, I couldn't take it off. Now, you can still use it. Obviously, you can open up the door, you can put stuff inside. I mean, you can still use the back. I mean, it's very rough and rugged and durable, but, you know, the inside anyway. But I wanted the option to be able to take it off. So the second reason I didn't buy one of those, it had been eating at me for a while. And about the time I had decided that it wasn't going to be a good fit for me, I looked on Expedition Portal, and wouldn't you know, like the first thing I looked at, there was a used AT Overland Habitat for sale. The only problem was that it was in Oregon. Surprisingly, probably to you, I was actually willing to drive up to Oregon. The price was good, and I had never seen that part of the country. So I was kind of like, you know, I never see these used come online. The new ones have like a 9-month wait. And of course, if you get a new one, then there's going to be other costs associated with it. So it's going to get up there. I just felt like this was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. So I called Oregon AT because the seller recommended maybe they could do the install for me if I went all the way up there. I figure I probably could have installed it myself. I mean, obviously I couldn't have lifted it myself, but I really wanted somebody else, an AT person, to install it. Sorry. The first time, because I wanted to see how it was done. I wanted to make sure that, because I plan on removing it at some point, I wanted to see the correct way to do it. So I called the guys at Oregon AT and they said, you know what, we're coming down to Prescott like next week. And I know you're from Florida. We can bring it down for you. They charged me what I thought was a very fair shipping fee. They brought it down to Prescott, to AT Overland headquarters, if you will, which I thought was great because they were able to kind of look it over and give me their opinion on the condition. Not that it mattered because I'd already bought it. So I drove over from Florida, done that drive 100 times, got the install done yesterday. The team there was great, accommodating, and guys, if you're watching this video that did the install, thanks a lot. So, enough talk. Let me show you around. So, as you can see, it's got carpeting on the sides. I got a hatch window over here. I've got a sliding window over here that's covered with this Velcro tinfoil stuff that somebody did. And you can see here, sleeping quarters over there. I think it's going to be a little narrow for 2 people. I think it's meant for 2 people. Of course, this sleeping bag's also a huge sleeping bag. We'll make it work. It's usually me and one of the kids, and you know how kids are. They end up snuggling up next to you anyway. Me and one kid can sleep up there. They have sleeping platforms that they make to go across here. I probably will not buy one of theirs, but it's like $500 and I can make my own. I'll have to experiment with that. You can slide this that way. So you've got kind of a little extended shelf over there. Plus, it's a handy place to kind of sit down and, I don't know, chill. You can move it make it a stand-up desk, whatever. Because of the decked drawer system, we're a little higher, about 12 inches higher in terms of our standing platform than we normally would be. I haven't decided if I'm gonna keep the deck drawer system or if I'm gonna build something else. Keeping the deck drawer system, honestly, is probably the easiest solution. The only problem is I don't have access to the contents of the drawer when it's all closed up. I guess after a few trips, we'll see if that's like a long-term problem that really bugs me. You can see just how tall this is, okay? So this is the tallest point up here. I'm kind of on my tippy toes to reach it. I'm 6'1", and so you can see my head. I've got plenty of stand-up room. Obviously, when I get closer to here, my head starts touching, but who cares? It's actually super awesome that I can stand up in here like this. I'm so stoked. So at night when it's super freezing, and I'm gonna do it tonight, just to see how it goes, I'm going to set up the little buddy heater right down here. And you know, it's a tent. I'll vent one of the windows. These full circle windows, I can do half moon on the top. So I'll probably open up the half moon on the top here and here, and probably leave the top open over there so that it vents. We'll see how that goes, but I bet you it'll keep me nice and toasty. If you couldn't tell, I'm pretty excited. I hope you're excited too, at least to follow along in the adventures that we're gonna have in this thing. It kind of reminds me of the first time we bought, it kind of reminds me of the first turtleback we bought. We bought it used, super stoked, trying to get into something different. This is really going to solve a lot of things, a lot of the problems, a lot of the pain points that I had. Remember the pain points that I was talking about early in the video? This is really gonna solve those. I think it's gonna be amazing. So once again, my name's Jason Kirchie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next video.